Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to figure out how to use Excel to calculate the area of a shape that has been put together by a bunch of simple shapes glued. It's basically glued together. So have a look at the one we got here. It's three rectangles that are glued together. Okay, now you can divide that up differently to what I've got there. That does not matter. Okay, how you divide it up into the simple shapes, at the end of the day, it'll all work out the same. But at the moment, we've got these three here like that. Okay, so just to recap very quickly, naturally you should be aware that side times side is the area of a rectangle. So we're essentially going to get Excel to do these three for us. Alright, so let's start off by organizing it properly. We're going to have a heading called shape. And we're going to have 1, 2, 3 shapes. Now, see how I've got it all centered? It looks way better if you do that. If you just go up into Home, and that button there, make sure you click on that, okay, and that'll center it. We've got different sides, okay, so we need two sides of the rectangle. So I'm just going to go side 1 in meters, and then side 2 in meters. Alright, then we're going to calculate the area, and it is in meters squared. Okay, so you've got that meters 2 there, but it doesn't say meters squared, it says M2. If you go up here and highlight the 2 and go Home, you've got all the fonts here. You have that little drop down button there for font settings. Superscript, you want that one there. I know it's a bit of a shuffle, but that's how you do it in Excel. Okay. So that's our setup. So now I need to just put the numbers in. So the first side and the second side. So if we look at shape number 1, that's our rectangle. It simply does not matter which one we put in where, so long as they're both in there together, because they're going to get multiplied. So it doesn't matter which one's first. So I go 9.4, 4.6. Okay, this next one. Now I'm going to go the small one first, just to show you that it doesn't really matter which comes first. I've got 5.2 from there. The other side is this big length here. So that's 10.3 plus 15.3. Now, if you don't immediately see that that's 20.6, you can actually get Excel to do that for you. Just go equals 10.3 plus 15.3, enter, and it's 25.6. And side 3 here, 6.1, and the other side is 15.3. Alright, so I've just simply entered in the numbers from the diagram. Now I need to get it to calculate for me the area. So area of the rectangle is just side by side. Start off with an equal sign. You always start off with an equals when you're typing in a formula. Okay, now don't type in 9.4. Okay, because I know you're saying, look, hey, 9.4 there times 4.6. No, don't do that. What we want to do is tell it to go to that box. So we're going to tell it to go to B4 and grab whatever number is in there. Then we've got to multiply it. Now, multiply is Shift 8, and it's that little asterisk star thing. Okay, that is the multiply thing in Excel. And then we just want that one because it's multiplying those two together. Enter. Alright, once you've done that, so you see up here the formula bar, it tells you what you've actually got in to produce this number. Now have a look at the cursor. See how the cursor's like a chunky one there, and then it goes to a skinnier one there. Get it to that cursor there and hold down the mouse key and drag down. There we go. It's calculated the area of all three rectangles. Now that's still not the area of the whole footprint, because we've got to add these up. So we go total equals. Okay, so now I've got to get these added up into here. So I go equals that one plus that one plus that one, enter. So hey presto, we've got 269.69 square meters for this whole thing. Now, eventually, for your assignment, you'll want to actually copy and paste this into Word. So it's really helpful if you just highlight that stuff there, go home, and this little box here for borders, press all borders, and that just puts a border around it, and it'll make it way better as you copy and paste it into Word for your assignment later on. So now, okay, so that's the first one done. So hopefully you followed along and you've basically created that with me. Let's go now to sheet number 2. Okay, so we've got 4 shapes here, and there's a triangle. All right, now hang on. Let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's just go back to sheet 1 and highlight that, and I'm going to copy that into sheet 2. If it'll let me. There we go. All right. So I've got my headings as before, but now I've got 4 shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. So area of a rectangle, they're fine. So area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So there's still only got 2 sides. So I'm just going to plug in the numbers as before. So for my triangle, which is number 1, I've got 15.2 and 10.2. For shape number 2, I'm going to go 37.6 and 13.9. For shape number 3, I've got 15.8 and 9.7. And for shape number 4, I've got 9.5 and 8.9. Okay, so that's just the sides of each thing. Now we're going to do some areas. So remember, side 1, or shape 1 rather, is a triangle. So it's base times height divided by 2. So let's go equals. So the base, I can just call that bit there the base. So the 15.2 is that. Times shift 8 is times the height, and divide is the backslash, that one there, backslash 2. I'm dividing it by 2. Enter. Alright, so it's saying it's 77.52. Now, number 2 is just a rectangle, so equals that times that, and the other 2 are rectangles, so I'm just going to copy that down. Done. Alright, so that's my areas of the individual bits, but I need a total. What's my total? Equals that plus that plus that plus that. Enter. There is a way, a command you can give it to tally up some numbers, but by the time you but because there's only a small number of numbers, by the time you count, you've put in the command, it's easy enough to just go and do it that way. Alright, so up here, look at this is the triangle. We've got a base times height divided by 2, and the others are just side by side. Alright, let's put a border around it because we want to actually make it look decent when it goes into Word, or if you're putting it into Word. And you could get real groovy and chuck some colors around, doesn't really matter, but that is how you do it. This is a skill you're definitely going to need for your assignment, and there's a checkpoint for you to go away and work on. Okay, get to it.